Hmm. All right, I have to tell my friends. I only show it in one place for this stream. But it's fine. Oh. I have to turn off pre-rolls. Wow. Having only a single monitor sucks for streaming. What's in options? This is all fine. Let's do story mode. I already have a headache. The male manager and the female manager both look kind of creepy. Group's name. I'm taking suggestions, I guess. Wow. Okay. It's too early to get any help with this, I guess. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm aware of how, like, indie idol groups tends to be named. But it's also kind of embarrassing. I don't fucking know. Rival. Sure, tutorial. Alright, normal.
Ara, 藤本さんに会いに来たの。えーっと、
Hmm.
ああ、
Do I look like I know? I don't even work here. I mean, it's not like anyone works here, right? Not at the moment, at least. If you wanted to meet anyone who works for Fujimoto, well, you showed up a week too late. Damn, shit, fuck. What happened a week ago?
え
Oh, you don't know? Well, this building might look like a ghost town now, but it used to be home to some very lucrative businesses. They were the kind of businesses that turned a very large profit, but they did most of their business in cash, if you catch my drift. Fujimoto runs the kind of business that favors profits over morals, kicking it old school with the world's oldest profession. Of course, the local law enforcement were usually willing to turn a blind eye, as long as they got a cut of the action. But ever since our city was chosen to host the upcoming Summer Games, the higher ups have started cracking down on that sort of thing. I guess Fujimoto decided to clean up his act before the police had to get involved, which would explain why this building is now empty. And some of the neighborhood's finest massage therapists are now finding themselves out of a job. But I guess their loss is your gain, right? That's what you're meeting Fujimoto about?
ああ、
Well, as best as I can gather, Fujimoto's goal is to clean up his act. But let me give you a piece of advice. People don't change their ways so easily, you dig? If you want to run things squeaky clean, you'll be running against the grain. Who are you? Me, I'm just a concerned citizen giving out some free advice. Is that enough gossip? I'm just trying to impress upon you that Fujimoto is probably desperate to fill this space with some kind of business. Whoever fills it would probably get away with running it at a loss for the foreseeable future. One of the benefits of not caring about one of the benefits of not caring where your money comes from means you can accumulate a lot of it. And Fujimoto spent a lot of time not caring where his money came from. Anyway, I've already said too much. Enjoy your meeting with Fujimoto, alright?
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Chapter 1. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Good to finally meet you in person. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised to see you're so young. But entertainment does seem to be a young person's game, especially when it comes to managing talent. Anyway, your age is less important to me than your experience, which was enough to impress me. I have no experience. I'm glad you're impressed, I guess. Hello, Autumn. Thank you so much for joining me. The thing that caught my eye, however, wasn't your education, or even your most recent work experience. I was most impressed by the fact that you worked at a convenience store in high school. Okay. Most people wouldn't brag about working at a convenience store, but to become a part-time manager at such a young age is certainly unusual, especially given that I happen to know that convenience store. It's a pretty rough and tumble part of town. It's in a pretty rough and tumble part of town. You're someone who knows how to get things done, aren't you? No. Managing an idol agency isn't exactly the same thing as running a convenience store, but you have to deal with a lot of the same problems. Young employees who are trying to balance school and work, running on a tight budget, keeping customers happy. If you know the business fundamentals, I think you'll do well here. And if you don't yet know everything you need to, I hope you'll learn fast. So anyway, I have the paperwork here, if you're ready to sign. Your terms are, well, let's just say that they're the best terms I was able to get on such short notice. Anyway, I don't want you to think of me as your boss. You're the boss. I'm just a sponsor, an investor, if you will. This is your enterprise, and I'm just buying myself a piece of the action. When it comes to starting capital, I'm afraid I can't offer much in the way of cash. My investments haven't left me very liquid, and I'm taking a loss on a significant portion of my portfolio, you see. Part of the reason this building happens to be vacant. But I can offer you use of the bottom floor rent-free. Pretty lucky for my loss to turn into your gain, isn't it? This kind of generosity isn't typical of me, so don't get used to it. What do you get out of this? I already said, didn't I? I just want a piece of the action. You do all the hard work. And if you turn out to be a success, I get some of the prestige by association. If it fails, well, it won't be the first business venture I've seen fail. Plus, the truth is, I need someone to fill this property. If you let a space go unused for too long, it can start to look run down, and that can affect the value of the surrounding property. It's not good to have a building that never has anyone leaving or entering. But if you start expanding and taking up more space, you're going to have to pay rent for the space you move into. It's a bit early to worry about that though. For the time being, I assume you'll be focused on getting some starting talent, training them up, doing basic promotion, and most importantly, getting yourself a fan base. I don't know anything about the entertainment industry, but the one thing I do know is that you're nothing without your fans. An idol group lives or dies based on the size of the following it gets. Of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to your bank accounts, but if you're not increasing the size of your following, you're probably doing something wrong. Plus, there's me to think about. One of the reasons I wanted to sponsor an idol group is so that one day I can turn on a TV or pick up a newspaper and see people talking about something I helped create. So go out there and make me proud. So, are we ready to formalize the agreement? Or is there anything I forgot to cover? True, probably could have made it this far without my... Couldn't have without my fan. True, true. Fans are very important, but also, that I should be getting a window unit installed in the kitchen today. Which is not my room, but it'll help. It'll help me survive. Is there anything I forgot to cover? Okay, so apparently there is opportunity for me to do voice acting. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll add that back as a tag, I guess. I just can't stop myself sometimes. I look forward to working with you. Huh, likewise. But don't expect to see too much of me. Don't get me wrong, I'll try to come out to big events, but I'm a busy man. You don't think you're the only investment I'm making, right? Oh, don't worry, I'm not sponsoring any other idol groups. It's against my interests to sponsor two different companies that might compete against each other. But I'm always trying to diversify my portfolio, so I might stop by the office every once in a while. But don't expect to see too much of my face. Hey, running an idol group can be complicated. It's challenging, even for those who have experience. I have no experience. A comprehensive guide would be useful, yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing. Huh, I appreciate the honesty. That's why I'd like to give you this binder. I like binders. Can I keep cards in it? Like trading cards? It was put together by one of my former associates. Come back from getting water and the first thing I hear is I have no experience. Well, isn't that nice? It lays out SOP for a lot of things you'll need to do when running an idol group. SOP?
すまない。
Oh, sorry. I should drop the jargon, shouldn't I? SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. I should have known that. Holy shit. I've lived on this earth for a number of years. Like a lot of years, a bunch of years. And I didn't know that acronym. It's basically a step-by-step instruction. It's basically a set of step-by-step instructions for helping you do all the things you'll need to run an organization like Mellow Death. That's that's what I named the group. Of course, it wasn't specifically written with Mellow Death in mind, but you'll be surprised at how many universal lessons apply to running a business like this one. Documents like the ones you'll find in this binder are the lifeblood of any organization. They are a way to formalize the concepts so that the organization is never reliant on a single person, since all of their knowledge is stored in a form that allows anyone to pick up and take over their role. Does that mean I'm replaceable?
違うな。
Of course not. Human beings aren't interchangeable parts. Some big companies would beg to disagree. Just because you know the standard operating procedure doesn't mean you'll be able to run things as well as the person who put those instructions together. But it's a great place to start. I've sponsored lots of businesses before, Miss T. God damn it. I forgot, that's what I just put an initial for last name. No relation to Mr. T. I'll leave the binder in your capable hands. It consists of a series of lessons on various topics. Anyway, I think it's about time that I get out of your hair and that you actually start doing your job. Any questions before I turn you loose? Any last-minute advice? I think the best lessons are the ones you learn by trying and failing. How's that for advice? Don't get discouraged if things don't work out. A lot of starting businesses fail. To be honest, for an inexperienced person like you running a business, it wouldn't be that surprising of an outcome. There is a very funny meme, like with trans mask and trans femme binders. The trans femme binders were just for trading cards, and that was too relatable for me. That might sound pessimistic, but hopefully it takes some of the pressure off. Every venture like this is ultimately a gamble. If you go bankrupt, I won't personally hold it against you. After all, money isn't everything, but
よろしく。
it does tend to make life a lot easier. So try to make sure your spending is judicious. Click on an unused part of the building to build a room there. Oh yeah. Ah. Oh, No, I don't want to quit the tutorial. It's just kind of in the way, and I can't hide it. Okay, okay, they're gonna make me... To start, let's create your office. After all, you need a place to work. So true. Your office. Open the staff tab. Oh, it's pointing to it for me. It's you! Each staffer is represented by a card on this menu. You're the first, and so far, the only staffer at Mellow Death. That... What? Okay, so apparently this is a company called Mellow Death. I thought it was just the name for the idol group. Fuck. On the menu, you can click on a staffer to change their nickname or to fire them. Of course, you can't fire. Watch me. You can't fire yourself. But you can give yourself a nickname if you'd like. As the user interface indicates, you're currently not assigned to any room. What about we move you over to that newly created office? Grab your card by clicking on the handle and drag yourself over to your office. Get in there, me. Nice, look at you, already hard at work. This is the start of your journey as an idol manager. Here, you can see the current state. The green progress bar underneath the date indicates how close tomorrow is. The days go by so fast, don't they? If you need time to think or plan your next move, you can pause time by using this button. The play button will resume time, and the fast forward button will cause time to move at an accelerated pace. I'm getting a little belchy from drinking my coffee too fast. I hope the game volume is alright. I turned it down to 50% because it was loud as fuck at first. Can you hear the music at all? The audio seems fine, thank you. Glad to hear it. Time will only pass when you're on this screen. Anytime you're experiencing a story event, time will pause automatically. You can't have an idol group without idols. It's time to hold some auditions. You can choose to hold local or regional or nationwide auditions. Making a wider talent search with a regional or nationwide audition will increase the chance of getting a highly talented idol, but it will also cost a lot more. There's also a cooldown for holding higher tiers of audition. Auditions are planned from your office. Click on your office and select Auditions option. Let's hold a local or regional audition for now. The talent scout begins! It will take a few days for the audition to finish. It looks like the game is currently paused. Our talent scout won't progress if time isn't moving forward. Let's unpause it so that time can pass. As you can see, your portrait has a progress bar that will fill up as the audition gets closer to finishing. Remember, if you want time to progress faster, you can always press the fast forward button. Just make sure not to lose track of time. I'm gonna drink my coffee too. It's a brand new day, and the talent scouting is finished. It's time to look at the audition candidates and decide who to hire. Click the audition icon over your head to see the candidates. Each audition finds 5 idols. Who they are is a mystery. Let's click on one of them to get started. Lies, it's still yesterday. Hello, Riku. Thank you so much for joining me. Each idol has 4 stats that are based on their appearance and 4 stats that are based on their talents. Next to each stat, you'll see 2 numbers. The first number is the current value of that stat. The second number, in brackets, is their potential for that stat. No. No lewd. We can think of potential as a soft cap. Once an idol reaches their potential in a certain stat, it will be much harder to raise that stat through training. Each idol has a unique trait. Some traits are beneficial while others can be more of a hindrance than a help. Sandri, let's fucking go. You can click here to hire this girl to be an idol in your group, but hold up. Before we hire her, let's take a look at the other candidates. Try clicking on each of the other idols to see how they stack up. Oh god, this is giving me honeycomb vibes. Oh no. I think that game might be banned on Twitch. I never played it myself. You can click here to hire this girl to be an idol in your group, but hold up. Oh yes. Sure, me neither. Okay, I can move this. Let's go. Move this fuck out of the way. Gets a lot better with older girls. Penalty to dance, bonus to comedy. Thick skin, immune to bullying and online harassment. Wow. What the fuck? What are those fucking stats? Wow, it looks like you were lucky enough to find a rare idol. That means she has pretty high starting stats, which will probably give her a head start over any of the other idols. Damn. Decrease to performance stats after centering a single. Penalty to vocal and dance. Damn. She's complacent. The number above each idol's portrait down here represents their overall rating. It's essentially an average of all of their stats, and it can help when comparing different idols. Fucking... Streamer luck. No, I think on their first thingy, everyone probably gets one of these. But if everyone's streaming while doing it, it's streamer luck. For real, for real. Now that we've had a chance to look at all of these idols, let's decide who to hire. You can hire as many or as few idols as you'd like. Ah! Since you're just starting out and have no idols, let's hire at least 3 idols to start out. Yeah, I was planning on it. Okay. So, hire her. And her. And her. Nice, you've hired 3 idols. It looks like there are 2 left in this batch. The batch. The batch. Hello, Haru. Thank you so much for joining me. You can either hire them as well, or send them packing. This batch, it makes me think of Gremlins 2, the new batch. It's a pleasure to see you in my chat, Haru. No. Do not put your stream, do not cook your streamer. Yeah, just continue. Oh, you're a woman? That's a relief. If someone who's grown up behaves like a child, they're called childish. So if a kid starts behaving like a grown-up, does that make them adultish? No, it makes them sad. The audition process was really tough. I'm glad that's over with, so now I can finally relax. Yeah, that's what I said. Same brain cell moments. Or is it just too pathetically true? Yeah, that one was a misandrist. So, she's just glad her manager is female. Now that your group has idols, it's time to give them something to do. Let's go over to the Activities tab. Every day, your group can perform an activity. Performance will spend idle stamina. God damn it. Performance will spend idle stamina. It will earn some money. Promotion will spend stamina to gain some fans. Spa treatment will spend money to allow 3 idols recover some of their physical stamina. At the bottom of the screen, you can see how many fans, money, and scandal points your group has. It looks like right now your group doesn't have much of a following. Let's fix that by doing a promotion to gain some new fans. Did I click it? Or do I? Oh, I didn't click it yet. I just leveled it up. Success! You've got some fans! You can hover over your fans at the bottom of the screen at any time to see the current demographics of your group's fan base. Oh god. Hell yeah. Adult female fans, let's fucking go. Now that it's a new day, let's plan a different activity for our group. It's time for a performance. It looks like that brought in a bit of money. Remember, you can do one activity every day, so choose wisely. Since you're first starting out, it might be a good idea to do some more promotions to increase your fan following. By the way, the benefit you get from doing a daily activity is based on the level of that daily activity. Hover over each daily activity to see how you can unlock higher levels. Unlocking a higher level daily activities is one of the best ways to make faster progress as an idol group. If you're ever stuck, consider checking your daily activities and seeing what the requirements are to level up. Whenever your idols work, they spend stamina. You can check their stamina on the idol menu. Here, you can see an idol's physical and mental stamina. Ordinarily, idols spend physical stamina when working, but if you force them to work when they are completely exhausted, it will drain their mental stamina instead. Idols with low physical stamina are at a greater risk of becoming injured, and idols with low mental stamina can become depressed. Be a good boss and try not to work your idols too hard. Hello, Veil. Thank you so much for joining me. Imagine being a streamer in 2024. I know, right? It's crazy. Both mental and physical stamina will recover over time, but mental stamina will recover much more slowly. Can we give them all depression? I'm sure we can. It won't be good for our success in this video game, though. I can have Snowblind. I have plenty to spare. I mean... Okay, I won't talk more on that right now. Here you can view your idol's stats. By default, it will display their looks and talent stats. Click on the arrow next to their stats to view their relationship stats. These stats indicate your relationship with each idol. They indicate your friendship and influence and romance level. I forgot this has dating sim elements as well, doesn't it? I was reading a thread about idols today. Apparently, quite a few of them marry their #1 fan for financial stability. Feels kind of sad. Oh my god, that is sad. That is so fucking sad. Unless it's... unless they get gay married. That's cool. Jackpot! Oh my god. Friendship is a measure of how much an idol likes you. Increase it by socializing with them and generally being pleasant whenever you interact with them. How do I socialize? Yuri is very poggers woggers, making my tail do the waggers. Okay. So true, though. Influence is a measure of how indebted an idol feels to you. Consider it by doing favors for her. I mean, increase it by doing favors for her. Does this game have Yuri? I have no idea. I'm the new Eminem. It might have a character called Yuri. True. That is a legitimate name that some people can have. Romance is a measure of, well, you know, you might be able to increase it by flirting, but not everyone will respond well to those kinds of advances. You can click on an idol to change her nickname, or put her on hiatus. Later, when you create multiple idol groups, you can also click on them to assign them to different idol groups. Is this game for idols? I mean, idols could play it. an idol I know of has played it. It's Minra. She's very cool. And on Twitch. Fuck it, I'm gonna shout her out. I haven't been rated or anything, but everyone follow It's Minra.
I like explosions.
My Oshi.
No, you don't understand. I mean, a miner exploded. They were a little child. They died in an explosion.
Oh! Don't explode the children. This ain't Fallout.
Anyway, let's get back to our management simulator. What a clip. Yeah. That was a clip of Minra doing a collaboration. She's my favorite Dwagon idol and also my Oshi. One of my Oshis. Follow It's Minra. She's extremely say-so as well. Let me do a proper shout out. I highly recommend this streamer, but for now, let's keep watching me. I don't know. I'm hinged, I promise. Click on the profile icon to bring up an idol's profile screen. Here, you can view more detailed information about her stats. The Fans tab will tell you about the demographic of her fan base. The Jobs tab will display any contracts an idol gets. The Bonds tab will display an idol's relationships with other idols in the group. You can click here to see who she's friends with and see which group members she might not be getting along with. It looks like we don't have very much about her. We don't know very much about her current relationships with other members of the group. Let's socialize and get to know her better. From the idol menu, choose an idol and drag her card into your office. Socialize! Hell yeah! It takes time to prepare social events, so let time progress. Remember that you can always move fast forward if you want time to move faster. Looks like you're ready to socialize with the idol you selected. Let's go get coffee. Let's fucking go. Socializing. Casual conversation is a good way to get to know your idols, and key to building a friendship. Try flirting at your own risk. Not everyone is receptive to a romantic overture. can ask an idol about her wishes to find out what her goals are. Helping her fulfill her goals will increase your influence with her. You can ask an idol to share gossip about other group members, or ask her to mentor a younger member of the group. Note that most group members won't share gossip if they're not on friendly terms with you. If you have influence with an idol, you can spend that influence to get her to do certain things. If your idol is bullying another group member, you might need to resort to this option to get her to stop. Oh my god, they can bully each other. That's so sad, but also so realistic. Every idol G-words and leaves the group eventually. You can ask her when she's planning to G-word or accelerate her G-word-ation. It's... Waiting for the hidden yandere idol kills the other idols. Fuck. That's bad for business. Thank you, Haru, for the hydrate redeem. I shall hydrate presently. Holy shit. I have so much Shutter web open. But yeah.
Come on, everyone! Fight! Fight! Cha-cha-cha! Fight! Fight! Cha-cha-cha! Let's go! Let's go! Fight! Fight!
Thank you, Riku, for the obnoxious Grandia redeem that I still have and love. For real. And welcome back from watering your plants, Autumn. They need to fight. True. Oh, hello, Rose. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for the head pats redeem. Activate head pats. Thank you. We live in a world where head pats are on a timer. So I'll set the timer. The alarm. I'm the plans. Posture check / stretch. Thank you for the redeem, Riku. I will unshrimp presently. Holy shit.
Come on, everyone! Fight! Fight! Cha-cha-cha! Fight! Fight! Cha-cha-cha! Let's go! Let's go! Fight! Fight!
Wow. Thank you for yeah. I forgot how short of a cooldown that has, if it has any cooldown at all. But thank you for spending your points for the very cool redeems. I'm saving to redeem 10 minutes. Woo voice. That is worthwhile. Thank you for the lurk, Riku. It's best to begin every working relationship by getting to know the other person. Let's engage in some casual conversation with this idol. I've been doing okay, thank you for asking. Yahagi Kanamo talks about how she stubbed her toe this morning and talks a bit about her childhood. You also find out that Yahagi Kanamu used to take calligraphy lessons. You can't run everything yourself. Idols need to be coached and need staffers to help with sales and production tasks. Let's go hire some. Click over to the staff tab. Click the green hire button. Here you can hire a variety of different staffers. This screen will also show you what type of room the staffer works in. For example, dance coaches and choreographers work in the dance room. Each staffer will have one of two specializations for their staffer type. They can still perform the task. They're not a specialist at. You can choose from novice, professional, and expert level staffers. More experienced staffers start with higher stats, but also cost more money to employ. As a starting group with a limited budget, it's best to keep our costs low. So let's hire a novice staffer for now. For now, let's start by hiring a manager to help us with some business deals. Select either a sales manager or a production manager. Deals. Now, our new staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for her. Click an unused space and select office. Yay, I'm 1/3 of the way to hearing Padding say, according to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly now. That's interesting. Office. There's my office. Wait, which looks like... yeah. And then there's your office, their office, the other office. Okay, I guess that's right next door. Grab the staffer's card and drag her into the office. Get in there, you. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Now that you've hired a staff, they'll generate research points whenever they're not working on an assigned task. Yeah. Yeah, she got dragged by the fucking air into the office. Now she has to work for something, I don't know. It looks like you already have some research points. Let's spend them. Oh yeah, research. This game has research. Here, you can hover over each type of research point to see how many research points your staffers are passively generating each day. You can also buy research points by clicking on the green buy icon. No, that's not canon. I'm not a misogynist. It's entirely possible for women to be misogynists, though. But we won't talk too much about that. Here you can hover over each type of research point to see how many research points your staffers are passively generating each day. You can also buy research points by clicking on the green buy icon. I read that already. Ah, it is me, the producer. You bricked the doorway shut. Yeah, she can't get out. She can't leave her station. It's physically impossible for her to leave her station, so she must work 24/7. Damn, I'm a terrible boss. Let's spend some of your manager research points. There is a window, so there is a way to leave. There's always the window. Let's research anxiety. I think. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes, the Putin method. Research it. Just look at me. I am the embodiment of anxiety. All right. Putin, put in the effort. But yes, it is time to deactivate my head pads. I'll remember them fondly. And the deactivation of the head pads is just in time for our first ad break. I'll be right back.
That flares where thermite has burst, and flat in the glow, all beneath still, lay the sword. The witch approached it and pared its edges with a sword that she drew from her thigh. Then she sat down beside it on the earth and sang to it, while it cooled. Not like the runes that enraged the flames was the song she sang to the sword. She whose curses had blasted the fire till it shriveled big logs of oak, croons now a melody like a wind in summer blowing from wildwood gardens that no man tended. Down valleys loved once by children, now lost to them but for dreams. A song of such memories as lurk and hide along the edges of oblivion, now flashing from beautiful years of glimpse in some golden moments, now passing swiftly out of remembrance again, to go back to the shades of oblivion, and leaving on the mind those faintest traces of little magical craft from days that had else been lost. That Elric wondered of each small wandering wing, that her fire had lured from the dusk. If this were the ghost of some day lost to men, called up by the force of her song from times that were fairer, and all the while the unearthly metal grew harder. The white liquid stiffened and turned red. The glow of the red dwindled, and as it cooled it narrowed. Little particles came together, little crevices closed, and as they closed they seized the air about them. And with the air they caught the witch's rune, and gripped it and held it forever. And so it became a magical sword. And little magic there is in English woods, from the time of anemones to the falling of leaves, that was not in the sword. And little magic there is in southern downs, that only sheep roam over, and quiet shepherds, that the sword had not too. And there was scent of thyme in it, and sight of lilac, and the chorus of birds that sings before dawn in April, and the deep proud splendor of rhododendrons, and the litheness and laughter of streams, and miles of May. And by the time the sword was black, it was all enchanted with magic. She spared him, whom her arts might well have destroyed, and, changing instantly in that garden there, showed him the rightful form of a deadly witch. And even then his eyes did not at once forsake her, and in that moment that its glance still lingered upon that withered shape that haunted the hollyhocks, he had her gratitude that may not be bought, nor won by any charms that Christians know. And she had beckons to him, and he had followed, and learned from her, on her thunder-haunted hill, that on the day of need a sword might be made of metals not sprung from earth, with runes along it that would waft away certainly any thrust of earthly sword, and except for 3 master runes could thwart the weapons of Elfland. As he took his father's sword, the young man thought of the witch. It was scarcely dark in the valley when he left the castle of Earl and went so swiftly up the witch's hill that a dim light lingered yet on its highest heaths when he came near the cottage of the one that he sought, and found her burning bones at a fire in the open. To her he said that the day of his need was come, and she bade him gather thunderbolts in her garden, in the soft earth under her cabbages, and there with eyes that saw.
So I realized while I was standing up a little, get that blood flowing, the time was still going. I hadn't paused. So I just wasted time in the game through the ad break. Unfortunately. But I eventually paused it, and then I bought like I bought some more lyrics research. And I'm back. I had to do that to grind a little bit in Forbidden Memories. Of course, I did a lot of grinding on stream as well. Anyway. Media genre. Ugh. Vietnam flashbacks of constant dueling. Oh yeah, she does have the headphones on the monitor while using it. Wow. I've actually done that before. Interviews. Okay. Well, I mean, I spent points. What now? Oh. Oh, they wanted me to spend the manager's research points. The other manager. Shit. Okay. I'm understanding the tutorial. You can spend manager research points to unlock different marketing options to unlock different types of business contracts. Shit. Or unlock different types of business contracts. Oh my god. Edgy PB. No, no lewd. No. Let's... Good morning, Patty Hayes Jr. Thank you so much for joining me. No lewd repents. True. But it gets us more. It gets us the wrong kind of fans. It looks like you don't have enough research points to unlock anything. You can generate more research points passively or buy them from the previous menu. Sure. Let's unlock the Photoshop business contract. Once you've unlocked an item with research points, you can spend more research points to level it up in the future. Note that certain items have separate requirements to unlock. Sorry, I had to make sure I'd uncovered my webcam. I cover it sometimes to reset my model position. I wish mine did that. Did what? Had a cover on it. Oh. Well, it's just to do with what it does when tracking is lost. It sort of resets the model's position, which can be helpful sometimes. I'm pretty sure I was able to do that in 3D as well. But it's been a little while. Ah, that's unfortunate. I'm not working for some reason. Note that certain items have separate requirements to unlock. For example, unlocking the variety show business contract requires that your group have a certain number of fans and fame. Let's go back to the previous menu. Different staffer types can be used to research different items. For example, you'll use music research points to unlock different musical genres, and use dance research points to unlock different styles of choreography. You have a manager working for you. Let's have her make some business proposals. Click on the staffer's office and select business proposal. It'll take some time for her to finish. Remember that you can always fast forward to make time progress faster. Have 7 whole fans. Oh, right. I had time paused completely. Yay. Okay, let's see how our idols are doing. Y'all ever wonder what kind of food y'all names would be and how they'd taste? I have not wondered that. Maybe I'm missing out. It looks like she's finished creating a business proposal. Let's click the yen icon and see. Each client will be looking for an idol who is good in a particular stat. You get to choose which idol participates. You have 3 options. How good the rewards are depends on how good the idol is in the desired stat the client is looking for. Your staffer can try to negotiate a better rate. The number of times you can negotiate is based on the staffer's deal stat. Renegotiating the deal can result in a better or worse result. The results are random. The odds of success determined by the staffer's deal stat. Once you have an outcome you like, click the Accept button. She's the most bang for her buck. Fries, but with the excessive sea salt. Fries, but with excessive sea salt. The twist of a tropical fruit. Delicious. You can also have a staffer automatically generate business proposals. Click on the staffer and select the auto proposal option. When this box is ticked, the staffer will automatically generate business proposals whenever she isn't working on anything else. Note, this means she won't generate research points. Oh no! Different types of business proposals. Three more hours and I gets to go to sleep. Hell yeah. Different types of business proposals have different benefits. You can click on the Staver's office and choose a preferred proposal type for it to focus on from among the types of business skills you've unlocked. You've been using a lot of the menu tabs, like the idols, staff, and activities. Did you know that you can switch between menu tabs using keyboard shortcuts? No, I just like pointing and clicking. You can advance to the next menu tab by pressing tab, or cycle up and down through them using the page up and page down keys. Or, yeah, I don't care about the keyboard shortcuts. Unless I press them by accident. That would suck. Hello, Madam Matronic. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm relatively well. Doing early stream. When I still have a normal stream scheduled later. Actually, I should be asleep. Me too, probably. But I really wanted to stream this without interfering with my schedule. Hell yeah. What? Let's return to the default agency view. To close the current tab, you can click the X icon or use the keyboard shortcut, Escape. You can also close/open the most recent tab by clicking the right mouse button. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, Madam Matronic. But also, don't stewed Autumn. She will bite your ankle. Let's return to the default agency view. To close the current tab, you can click the X icon or use the keyboard shortcut. Oh. On the default agency view, you can get an overview of how many research points you currently have. You can use the buttons here as shortcuts for daily activities like promotion, performance, and spa treatment. Wow. No violence in the chat, please. Bite my ankle, please. Anyway. Yeah, it's good to know what I could accidentally press to do stuff and then wonder what the fuck I accidentally pressed, because I'm not gonna memorize this. It'll help keep me awake at the very least. You can view pending tasks from the default agency view. Let's take a look at your pending tasks. It looks like there's a story event waiting for you. Progressing through the game's story will require you to complete objectives, which are detailed here. Meeting the requirements for a story task doesn't automatically trigger the story event. You'll need to come back to this screen and click on the story task when you're ready to advance. But be warned, the world marches to the beat of its own drum, and sometimes certain story events will happen automatically. Oh, I can save my game. Man, this sounds horrible on paper. In addition to story tasks, sometimes characters will give you optional tasks to complete, which will appear on the screen. If you socialize with an idol and ask about her wishes, it will show up as a task here. You might also get a task if you take out a loan from a certain someone. Like with story events, you'll need to come back to the screen and click on the task after meeting the requirements in order to complete the task. If you ever get stuck and aren't sure how to progress the story, you can always come back to the screen to view the requirements for the next story event. It's time to hire a dance staffer. Click over to the staff tab. The green hire button. You can choose from a novice, professional, and expert level staffers. More experienced staffers start with higher stats, but also cost more money to employ. Let's hire a dance coach. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for her. Find an unused space and select dance room. Grab the staffer's card from the staff tab and drag her into the dance room. Get in there, coach. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Dance research points can be used to unlock new choreography styles. Subaru. It's time to hire a music staffer. Let's hire a voice coach or a music producer. Voice coach. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for him. Him? Oh, okay. Sure. Click on an unused space and select recording studio. It's the only space we have left. We can't fit a recording studio. We can't fit a recording studio. Oh my god. Wait a second. Wait a second. I have all this unused space. Let's extend that. Like those TikTok clips. No! I don't watch TikTok. Okay, so I guess that space is ours. I wasn't aware. Oh yeah. Grab the staffer's card from the staff tab and drag him into the recording studio. Okay. Okay, we're dragging men now. Let's go. Get in there, buddy.
言えるせ
Oh my god. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Music research points can be used to unlock musical genres, new musical genres. I watched like 3 minutes of TikTok. Worst 3 minutes of my life. Oh no. Dance coaches and vocal coaches can help idols improve their dance and vocal stats. Those things are very important for idols, I hear. Let's have our dance staffer coach an idol. Go to the idol tab. Select an idol and drag her card into the dance studio. Note that a staffer can only coach an idol if the staffer's coaching stat is higher than the idol's stat. For example, a dance staffer with a coaching stat of 20 won't be able to coach an idol whose dance stat is 20 or higher. What do you mean sane isn't a thing here? I am completely sane and I'm completely sane and hinged. This consumes idol stamina. Be careful not to overwork your idols. You can click on the staffer's room and select auto practice to have them automatically coach idols whenever they're not working or anything else. Note, staffers won't generate research points when coaching. To produce a single, you need to have hired a dance staffer, music staffer, manager staffer. We have all of those. Yay. You must also go to the research tab and unlock at least one lyric type, marketing strategy, choreography style, and genre of music. Right. I have 3 lyric types. Oh. marketing strategy. Oh, good night, Mamatronic. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, I think we have a marketing, sort of. Choreography style. Don't have enough research points for that. I don't have enough research points for a lot. Okay. Ah! Once again, she's the most value. Oh shit. Have a good stream, y'all? Oh, have a good rest, Autumn. Thank you so much for stopping by. Choreography. Cool. I mean, I I am decent background noise for sleep, especially when I'm not doing a bunch of wacky voices. We're starting with rock. Cool choreography, rock music. It's the only way. It's the only way forward for mellow death. Which I'm pretty sure I've heard before. It's probably like an actual group name that I just copied without remembering it. It's also a good idea to wait until your group has some fans who'll be willing to buy the single. Lacking fans, try to do some promotion activities under the Activities tab. It's time to create your first single. Open the Singles tab and click New Single. Okay. Start by choosing a name. You can type a name for your single. Click randomization icon. You have this game choose a title for you. Easy Circus. Choose a marketing plan. But you can only choose one, I see. Cool choreography. You'll need to select a number of CDs to produce. Ooh, what's a good number? I'm pretty sure I have enough cash on hand for 50 copies of our debut single. Checks notes, Easy Circus. You know, wait a second. Maybe 100 is better. Oh shit, formation. Oh no, strategy.
Yes. プロデューサーさん。
Now that all of the hard choices have been made, it's time to produce your single. You'll need to have your character write the lyrics. After a music staffer, have a music staffer work on the song. Have a dance staffer do the choreography. And have a manager staffer create the marketing plan. Success of the single will depend on their stats. Start by dragging the single into your office to work on the lyrics. Beauty Circus. Okay. Completing all of the production tasks associated with the single will take some time. I'm sure. Wow. Okay, this is gonna be a bit, so let's do a little ad break. Not even going to the ad break screen. I could fast forward, but no.
言えるっす。終わりっす。
開始。
This is such a mellow game. I'm just vibing. I might be dooming some I might be dooming some girls, but yeah. Okay. No, there's just marketing. I think. Wait. Do I need more stuff? Not ready for marketing. Oh. Oh, I guess she's better at marketing than my hire. Okay. Actually, the money is going kind of fast. So, if this doesn't make sales. Your single's not ready to release. Click the release button. Oh, we got some new fans. Nice.
Yo.
Hey, thought I'd stop by. I can see by the binders on your desk that you've been consulting some of the business notes I gave you. No, I haven't. Well, okay, I guess I did the tutorial. I guess that's the same thing. That's good. I told you before, didn't I? They were written by one of my former associates. I trusted them enough to run several of my business operations, and they did quite well. So any advice they have to give is probably worth taking. I hope they're not saying anything bad about me. They totally were. Hello? What is it? I've been meaning to talk to you about your organization's policies. Right now, they're not very well defined, and I was hoping that I could ask you a few questions to rectify that. Specifically, we need to set a number of guidelines for how the girls behave and how events are run. It can be chaotic if things aren't consistent. I think it's best to have a set policy in place so that everyone is working with the same rulebook, so to speak. What policies do you recommend? Well, I'm not sure if I'd recommend any specific set of policies. Different organizations have different sets of rules, and each set of rules has its own pros and cons. Policies that Melodyth has will be part of what sets it apart from other groups. Of course, nothing is set in stone. You can always change your mind if you don't like the current set of policies. In fact, it's pretty common for new groups to be flexible when they first start off and adapt their policies depending on what seems to work best. The longer you stick with a given policy, the more people come to expect certain things from you. When an organization gains more of a reputation, and people get more used to running things a certain way, changing policies can take a while, and you might have to wait a little longer for the benefits to show up. But since we're a young organization, we have time to change things around. So if you're a bit unsure, no need to stress over a particular policy decision. You can always adjust it later. Sorry, that was probably a bit more explanation than you needed. You're the boss. You don't need me to explain to you how your organization works. In fact, you're supposed to be the one who tells everyone else how things work. So with that in mind, what kind of business proposals do you think would be the most promising? Photo shoots are one-time gigs, so they're good for a quick infusion of cash without having to worry about long-term contracts. If you're looking to maximize short-term revenue, it's hard to do better than a photo shoot. Do you want to focus on photo shoots? Alright, sounds good. Of course, never hurts to change things up depending on what direction the company is going in. So you can always adjust our group's policy on which types of business proposals to focus on. Of course, while I might be focused on trying to get a certain kind of business proposal, sometimes other opportunities will fall into your lap. I'll be sure to let you know about those when they come up, even if they're not the kind of business deal we're focusing on at the moment. Sorry if it sounded like I was second-guessing you there. Business proposals are kind of my area of expertise, so I just want to make sure you were aware of all the options before you made your decision. My next few questions should be a bit simpler and more straightforward. Oh my god. My mouth is dry. Water has been consumed. Recently, I've been thinking about the branding of Melodeath. What kind of vibe do you want people to associate with our group? Cool.
いいですね。
Nice choice. Try hard to make sure we're cultivating that kind of aesthetic. Or, well, maybe I shouldn't do that, because apparently being a tryhard isn't very cool. Maybe I'll just... maybe I'll try just a little. I think we can manage that. Alright, another branding question. It's about the kind of fans we're trying to attract. What kind of image are we trying to project? Oh my god. Rebellious. Interesting choice of rebellious image will make it harder to get business proposals. But projecting an aura of rebelliousness should make us more appealing to younger fans. And that kind of image also seems to be popular among female fans as well. Okay, now for a question about screening incoming talents. We can conduct background checks during the recruitment process. A more rigorous background check will make the recruitment process more expensive, but it can help filter out more of the bad apples. How extensive do you want our background checks to be? Just the basics, huh? That should help us screen out some of the more problematic candidates. We also need to talk about social media, since anything that the idols post online is going to reflect the organization. Part of the idols' contract allows us to set rules governing their public social media use. What kind of policy do you want regarding social media? No restrictions. Allowing girls to post directly to social media should increase fan engagement. Hopefully harassment isn't too much of a problem. On a related note, we should figure out what to do about allowing live streams. If we want to allow them at all, they can be a good source of exposure, but there's always the risk of scandal. Controlled streams allowed. Alright, you know, I have heard that some streamers collect donations from viewers and actually make a bit of side income from it. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing either. Oh, another thing. We need to have a dating policy in place. There are more, shall we say, invested fans who don't like the idea of idols dating. They think it ruins part of the appeal. On the other hand, not allowing idols to date is the kind of thing that would seem draconian to less invested fans, and that might be a bit of a turnoff for them. And that's completely apart from the impact that romance can have on an idol's life. On an individual basis, there are a lot of emotional highs and lows that can come with the dating scene, and while romance can boost someone's self-esteem, it can just as easily end up being a distraction. There's also the fact that what kind of dating policy we set will affect how dating-related scandals are seen by the public. If we have strict rules against dating, then anything remotely scandalous is going to be a much bigger deal than if we were more permissive. On the other hand, having a loose and flexible policy makes it more likely that scandals will happen in the first place. We should also try to hedge our bets a little by not setting an official policy. And no matter what kind of dating policy we have, it probably won't do anything to discourage idols from becoming romantically involved within the group. That kind of thing has been known to happen, though if it's just an internal thing, it's easier to keep that kind of thing under wraps, so it probably wouldn't be an issue regardless. Ambiguous.
わかりました。
Best to keep ourselves out of it then. A don't ask, don't tell policy probably won't appeal to many fans, but is also less likely to repel them. One last thing. Related to finances, or more specifically salaries, one of the things I've been thinking about is proactively offering the talent pay raises in order to keep them satisfied. And the way it is right now, the only time idol salaries can increase is if you change them yourself. But if you authorize me to offer them incremental pay bumps, I could keep an eye on which girl seems to be less satisfied with their pay. Which girls seem to be less satisfied with their pay, and give them a slight pay bump to keep them satisfied. How do you want me to handle idol salaries? Keep idol satisfaction at moderate levels.
わかりました。
Okay, sounds good. I'll adjust idol salaries if their satisfaction seems to be dipping too low.
ね
Hey, boss. Are you... Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting anything. Am I interrupting anything?
え、構いませんよ。
Not at all. We were just wrapping up some discussion of the group's policies. Hey, that's good thinking. Have you set any policies on things like event security? No, actually, but that's a great point. In fact, we should probably decide that right now. Yeah, you need to figure out what our security policy is going to be at events where the idols interact with fans. You know, live appearances, handshake events, that sort of thing. Hardcore fans don't like seeing security guards everywhere, but having good security in place would make the girls feel safer. What level of security should we have at events? Normal.
わかりました。
Got it. We'll do everything by the book, standard stuff. While we're on the topic of live events, I've been focusing a lot on dance choreography. More specifically, I'm thinking about clothing choice, and how skirts can make certain kinds of wardrobe accidents more likely. Depending on the dance moves, fans might see a bit more than we want them to see, if you get my drift. I'm sure that hardcore fans would get a huge kick out of seeing the girls in short skirts, but less hardcore fans aren't as into that kind of thing. If we go with longer skirts, some of the male fans wouldn't be too happy with that choice, but it would probably go over better with female fans. And it would still please some of the hardcore fans without alienating the more casual fans. Or as a bit of a compromise, we'd have the girls wear short skirts with safety shorts. Less risk of wardrobe malfunction. And that would keep the hardcore fans moderately happy without alienating anyone. Safety shorts. Short skirts with safety shorts are cool. Because you can show off like a lot of leg without risking anything. Of course, you could always dodge the issue entirely and just have them wear pants instead. More and more groups are doing it these days, and from what I hear, a lot of casual fans find that look more appealing, especially guys in the audience. Hardcore fans probably prefer the more traditional look with skirts though. So, how do we want to handle clothing for dance performances? Short skirts with safety shorts.
それよ。
Sounds like a good compromise. That probably won't ruffle any feathers. I'll make note of that. Thanks for bringing it up. Oh, one last thing. I know this is kind of a subjective question, but when it comes to live performances, which do you think is better, quality or energy? Okay. Energy and enthusiasm.
それよ。
Yeah, people love an energetic and enthusiastic performance. Even if the dance moves aren't always perfect, where their singing isn't perfect, fans can tell when an idol is really giving it her all during a performance. Real hardcore fans love that kind of authenticity. When a fan sees a girl who's singing her heart out and isn't holding back anything, or someone who's dancing so passionately that they're sweating on stage, that's the kind of thing that can make them a fan for life. I'll do my part to make sure that every live performance is special. Of course. If you ever change your mind, you can change the group's policies. Yes, I'll draft up a list of policies based on our discussion today, but you can modify them at any time. If you're unsure, my personal recommendation would be to experiment early on to see what works best for you. Once we actually start getting into production mode and start recording music and doing live performances, changing policies will take longer. So it's best to decide these kinds of things early if you can.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you for your time, ma'am. I look forward to working with Mellow Death. I know we're just starting out, but I've got a real good feeling about how things are going to go. Ah, finally. I have bumped my microphone. Ah! That was an accident. Okay. Activities. Oh, I can level these up. Oh yeah. Oh, fuck me.
Yo,
Hey, I just wanted to see how things were doing. How's your first week on the job been? I'm doing fine. I'm glad to hear it. I knew you would be a natural at this. Anyway, you might be interested to know that I recently tapped into my professional network and managed to get you a small mention on a local news broadcast. I also talked to several folks who run businesses in the area and got them to put up promotional materials for a while. It's not exactly making the big time, but it will at least get the attention of people who are nearby. That's generous of you. Hey, I'm a stakeholder. What's good for you is good for me, right? Of course. I want to help you succeed. I can't do this sort of thing all the time, but I want to make sure you have a successful launch. And on a more professional level, I figure that if you know I'm going to do right by you, you'll do right by me. You dig? Relationships are a two-way street. I'm hoping that in the future, you'll be in a position to return the favor. Of course, I don't mean to make this seem like a bigger deal than it is. More people in the area are going to have an awareness of your group. It doesn't automatically turn them into fans, but it does mean that when you promote the group, people will be more likely to pay attention, and you might gain more fans than you would ordinarily thanks to the temporary boost. It'll prefer for performances. People are more likely to check out a group that they've been hearing of recently, so you might see a small boost of attendance and revenue. Anyway, this honeymoon period won't last forever. Try to make the most of it, okay? My poor idols. Okay. Money. I'm still here. I was cleaning office in an effort to stay active and awake. Oh, well, welcome back. Or thank you for being here. Oh, cool. I've been lurk watching with my headphones off, so I didn't hear anything, but have been watching the progress.
けます。
Socializing. No, that's research. Did I do it wrong? Oh, I'm paused. Fuck. I'm not sure if you'd call this a goal or just a wish, but what I'd really like is Osagamana wants to host her own show. Hmm. 'Cause I thought you never asked what I really want is. Yahagi Kanamu wants to center a song at a concert. I already have her on center.
いけます。
I've been thinking about this recently. I think I'd like Akashi Yuzuka wants to get a pretty TV job. Okay. Man, there were so many ways to take that. Money, money, money. We are losing a lot faster than we are gaining. Does she want to sell TVs? Does she want to be on TV? What is a pretty TV job? With a girl? Does she look pretty? Maybe a Ricola commercial with pretty landscape? I'm thinking of becoming a PNG tuber soon. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to it. You only need 2 frames of animation. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. You know what? I think we can perform. Can we talk for a moment? It's about the new girl who recently joined. Akashi Yuzuka. They're all new girls who recently joined, what? Did she do something wrong? It's not exactly that she did something wrong. It's more that, well, I don't think that she's been doing this for very long. She's really behind the other girls in terms of her dancing ability. Can't that be solved with practice? To an extent. But during our last session, Yuzuka had to struggle just to perform some of the basic stretches. She's just like me for real. Normally, we just spend a few minutes going through the basic stretches, but with Yuzuka, we spend an entire hour with her just doing stretches. And what's more, she complained about being sore the next day. And I believe her. I really believe those stretches were pushing her to the edge of what she was capable of. She just like me for real. For real. Look, I know it's my job to get these girls ready to dance, but at my core, I'm a dance coach, not an athletic trainer. Part of being a dance coach involves training a lot of young, inexperienced dancers who might not have had the chance to develop all the muscle groups they need for dancing. And ordinarily, it's not that big a problem. But usually, when I'm trying to train someone completely from scratch, they have the advantage of youth, and their muscles can grow and adapt quickly just through basic practice. When you start to get older, that becomes a lot tougher. For someone who's been doing this since they were young, it's not an issue. But when I work with Yuzuka, it takes a lot more effort, and I don't think it's for lack of trying on her part. I think it mostly comes down to her age. How old is she? Isn't Yuzuka only 23 years old? Right, but training a 23-year-old who's learning to do basic stretches for the first time is a lot different from training a 13-year-old. Some people are able to stay flexible with age, but Yuzuka doesn't seem to have that gift. Oh no, it's so sad. What, you want me to take her out back and shoot her? Is that what you're asking me? And the fact that she didn't spend a lot of time learning how to dance when she was younger is making it harder for her to catch up now. Do it. I'm not saying that Yuzuka is beyond help, but I do think that it would be beneficial if I was able to work on some basic exercises with her before we get to actual dance practice. Thing is, some of the exercises that I'd like to use for general training are going to require some equipment that we don't have. I'd like to buy some gymnastic training equipment. I think I could get everything that I need for, let's say, under 100,000 yen. I know that might seem like a lot, but really useful, etc. After all, I don't think Yuzuka is going to be the only Melodeath member who could benefit from this.
ありがとう。
Great, thanks. I think this will help us out. Oh, one more thing. Could you not tell Yuzuka that we had this conversation? I know that she's already aware that she's lagging behind some of the other group members, but I don't want her to feel too singled out. Obviously, she'll be aware that she's getting some special training that some of the other girls aren't getting. But I don't want her to thinking that we had to buy a bunch of specialized equipment for her. Even if she's the first one to make use of it, I doubt she'll be the last. Knock knock, mind if I step in for a moment? Sure, what is it?
プロデューサー君
Well, I've been hard at work running the agency. I've been hard at work shaking hands with the right people. And if you shake enough hands, you start to learn about opportunities. I found one that may be of interest to you. See, I have a friend who works as a TV producer. They're always looking to fill programming slots. Things like quiz shows, that sort of thing. I managed to plant the idea in her head that it would be a good idea to have a quiz show where producers for different idol groups compete against each other, folks such as yourself. What's the catch? Always looking for the caveat, huh? That skeptical instinct will serve you well, but it's nothing too serious. They just want to make sure that the people they're featuring have a certain amount of clout. To put it in concrete terms, you need to have enough talents on board to justify calling it an actual idol group. 3 idols is a group, 2 idols is the company. And anything less than that, you're playing with yourself. I see Melodeath has 3 members already, so you're already big enough. Also, you need to release a single. You don't have to top the charts or anything like that, but having a physical CD that people can go out and purchase, it lends the group a bit more credibility. Plus, it would give you something to promote on the show.
よくやった
I see you've already released a single, so you seem to be well qualified
素
there.
晴らしい
Anyway, it's clear that you've met the bare minimum qualifications to justify appearing on TV, so congrats on that. Are you free this time next week? If not, clear your schedule, because that's when taping is planned. Oh god. Idol Liberation Front. Actually, I hate to do this, but oh, how did I accidentally activate head pats? Holy shit. Ah! But yeah, I've been going for 3 hours. And I have to stream again later. So, for now, let's find someone to raid. Hello, Sully3711. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I am going to find someone very cool to raid. If you would stick around, I would appreciate that. I'm sorry. I am going to stream this again. I'm just not sure when. Yeah, I'll stream later. I stream again, my scheduled stream at 8 p.m., around 8 p.m. EST. Yeah, thank you so much if you follow. Yeah, I stream again later. It might not be Idol Manager later, but it will be Idol Manager, another time, probably unscheduled. Thanks everyone for coming out so early. Normally, are you already following? Oh yeah, thank you for the follow. I didn't get the notification, but thank you so much. Please, so I'm so very grateful to all of you for coming out this early. If you would, please stick around while I raid someone. There aren't as many people streaming this early as there are later. But I'm sure I'll find someone on my list. This is perfect. Please say hello to Exolva for me. She is in follower-only chat, I think. Nonetheless, if you are able to, please say hi to her. And take care, everyone. See you later, hopefully.